Now, sometimes you have to do your own research for videos, and sometimes other people do them for you. In this case, other people have done all the legwork. I'm just going to claim the glory. Whatcar, the wonderful people at Whatcar, have been carrying out a survey for people that bought cars 2 years ago to see how reliable they are. And the results were fairly remarkable, to be honest. So I'll run through the top 10 most reliable cars in Great Britain right now, and then the top 10 least reliable cars in Great Britain right now, because they are very interesting lists. The first 5, 6 in the most reliable, I'm going to bang through quite quickly because it's the top 4 I want to concentrate on, as you will find out why in a minute. So, without further ado, pop pickers, at number 10 in the most reliable cars in Britain right now, the Porsche Macan. I mean, Porsche make nice cars, but they come with a few problems. But it would apparently not the Macan. Like 97% reliable. Number 9, the Volkswagen T-Roc. If only everything in life was as reliable as a Volkswagen. Provided, of course, it's got a petrol or diesel engine. Because the T-Roc is the only Volkswagen in the top 10. And isn't electric. Brilliant. It's the petrol and diesel ones. Number 8, the Mini. Good old German engineering with a British name. You can't beat it, can you? Number 7, the Toyota RAV4. You couldn't have a top 10 reliability without the Toyotas in it. And the RAV4, one of the best-selling cars in the world ever. And is still, 20-odd years later, still in the top 10. Number 7, the Toyota RAV4. Now, the most surprising one, at number 6, the Vauxhall Grandland. After everything I've said about Vauxhall, and here they are, in the top 10 at number 6 with the Grandland. Well done, Vauxhall. Excellent work. Number 5, another Toyota, the little Igo. Again, not surprised by that whatsoever. Now, here's what's surprising. Numbers 4, 3, 2, and 1 are all equal first place. Because after 2 years of ownership, everybody that was surveyed that owns one of these cars reported not one single problem with it. They have 100% reliability, according to this survey. That is truly remarkable. To have 4 different cars that are all bang, buy them, don't touch them for 2 years. They are absolutely perfect. They don't go wrong. And those 4 are 2 Hyundais. See, I said Hyundai. The i10 and the Santa Fe. Little one, big one. Both 100% reliability. I mean, how good's that? And then, to please me even more, the Toyota GR Yaris. Oh, what a car. A proper hot hatch. Proper, drive it fast, drive it hard, enjoy every minute about it. Jav's mother's just turned up. Have a lovely time. Sporty, good looking, massive back end on it. Love the back end of a GR. That's a proper car. And there it is, 100% reliability. That's 3 Toyotas in the top 10, proving that Toyota are still number 1 when it comes to making reliable cars, the cars that go on and on and on and on. Because if they don't break down at all, that's got to be a good thing. But the other one in the top 10, Tone, get yourself out of Smug Corner and get yourself over here into, I may have got that one wrong corner. And weirdly, it's one of the few EVs that I haven't driven. It's the Kia EV3. Absolutely 100%, never had a problem with it, any of the owners in the first 2 years of ownership. Well done, Kia. I mean, the fact that all 4 cars are from Asia, 3 of them from Korea and 1 of them from Japan, and in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 out the top 10 are Asian. says that they're doing something right over there. They are getting it right. So the Kia EV3, it would turn out that if you are going to buy a milk float, you need to buy one of these because nothing goes wrong with them. Fantastic achievement. I salute you, Kia, for your achievement. And I still find this statistic amazing because I've had new cars and invariably there'll be something. There's always something within the first 12 months. There'll be some niggle where it's got to go back to the garage and have something done. And yes, 99% of the time, it doesn't cost any money anyway. But it's not the case, as you will see when I get to the 10 least reliable. But to have a 100% record, that is proper banging. I'm proper impressed with that, particularly as one of them is a milk float. Granted, the other 9 in the top 10 aren't, but one is. That's a start. Credit where credit is due. Never let it be said that I don't offer a balanced view. I tried so hard to be sensible when I was saying that. But then that leads me nicely on to the 10 least reliable cars in Great Britain over the last 2 years, based on how many times they had to go back in, problems that they had, etc., etc. And at number 10 is the Renault Austral, Austral, Austral. Not only have I never driven one, I've never seen one. I didn't even know this car existed. And there could be a good reason for that. It's always in the bloody garage. Because it's the 10th least reliable car in Britain right now. And then, and this is where I found this really interesting, because at number 9 is the Hyundai Ioniq E, which is weird because they're at number 1. They've got 2 cars at number 1 in the most reliable. They are, Hyundai make 2 of the most reliable cars in Britain. Yet, when it comes to milk floatery, one of the worst. And you think, how can they get it so wrong? They're brilliant at making petrol and diesel cars, clearly. They've managed to produce stuff that never, ever goes wrong. It's genius. It's brilliant. So, how do you get it so wrong? And then, of course, you go to number 8, which is the Volkswagen ID4. Well, hang on a minute. The T-Roc is in the most reliable top 10. So, again, Volkswagen can do it. But can they do it with milk floatery? Apparently not. It's at number 8. And that's 2. And in fact, those are the only 2 milk floats in the least reliable. So most milk floatery is sitting somewhere in between the 2. But the 2 that are in there are 2 of the manufacturers that make 2 of the greatest cars for reliability. And it's a proper juxtaposition. They've got it so right with that and so wrong with that. I mean, you can draw your own conclusions as to why that is. Because at number 7 is another Volkswagen Audi group. It's the Q7. Now, I have had one of these, and they are absolutely shocking for electrics. They're so complicated, and they're just full of so much technology and fibre optics and all this crap that they've crammed into this huge people carrier that the thing lights up like a Christmas tree just by looking at it. So I'm not surprised to see the Q7 there. I am, however, shocked, saddened and dismayed on behalf of Jeff Buys Cars Fames, because at number 6 is a Volvo. The Volvo S90, the big saloon. Megaly, new word. Megaly. It's megally unreliable. Number 5, the C-Class Mercedes. What's going on, Mercedes? Where's your German reliability gone? You're at number 5. And at number 4, letting down the team. Letting down the Asians big time. The Mazda CX-60. I mean, how dare you? How dare you besmirch your Asian friends who are doing so much for reliability by producing that pile of crap? And then another complete, this makes no sense whatsoever, because the Kia EV3 is at number 1 in the charts for reliability, and the Kia Sportage is at the other end. Well, it's at number 3 in the least reliable. And they've been making the Sportage for 20 odd years. And somehow the latest incarnation of it doesn't work properly. That's just bizarre. I told you, this list is fascinating, but for weird reasons. Number 2 in the least reliable cars in Great Britain, the Volkswagen Tiguan. Again, a car that they've been making for 20 odd years and somehow still haven't got right. Sorry, I mean, I don't think my sister watches many of my videos, so we're probably safe on this, but she has just been out and bought a brand new Volkswagen Tiguan. Interestingly, because they went to buy a second-hand one, and it was cheaper to buy a new one than it was buy a second-hand one, because the second-hand ones were in the expensive car tax bracket, and the new ones weren't. So they saved $5,000 or $2,500 on an expensive car tax by buying a new one instead of a second-hand one. And the salesman actually advised them to do that. Bizarre. So let's hope she hasn't got, I mean, because they're like 77% reliable. I hope you got one of the 77% and not one of the 23%, sis, if you're watching this, and Bri, if you're watching this, because I'm amazed that that's there. I can only think that 2 years ago, maybe they had a mass piss up in the Volkswagen factory, went in and built a load of Tiguans the following week, and they were all a bit ropey. That's the only explanation I can come up with. And then the number 1 least reliable car in Britain, it's more bad news for the family, I'm afraid. Especially if you're my godmother or one of my 2 favourite Welsh nieces. Because all 3 of them have Nissan Jukes. And the Nissan Juke has come back in Whatcar as the least reliable car in Great Britain. So, luckily, I can now relate. We can have a long-term test on this. I can ask the godmother. She's had hers about 4 months now. Wonder if she's had any issues with it. And then I will ask Caitlin and Karis whether they've had any issues with her. And we can compare and contrast. Because there's 3 brand new ones trundling around the roads of, well, Cornwall and Wales. Various parts of Wales now too. One's in Usk, I believe. And the other one's down near Port Talbot. So the Nissan Juke, Britain's least reliable car. So yet again, they're letting Japan down, old Nissan. Then again, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the Juke is actually built in Britain, isn't it? Part of it is, at least. Or it's definitely built in Europe. I don't think it's built exclusively in Asia. So it could be our fault. I say our fault. Could be the Europeans' fault, or it could be Britain's fault in the first place. And that could say something about British car manufacturing. The one car in this list that's made in Britain is the least reliable one. We could be going back into the days of the Morris Marine here. Let's hope not. But there you go. So the most reliable cars in Britain are Japanese or Korean. And the least reliable cars in Britain are Japanese or Korean. I'm not quite sure what I've proved here. I mean, does it just prove that buying a new car is a lottery? Because if you go, right, well, who makes the most reliable cars? Well, the Japanese do and the Koreans do. Yeah, brilliant. Right, I'll go get one of they. Yeah, but careful which model you get, because some of them are the least reliable and the other ones are the most reliable. And I just, you'd think that because they share so many different platforms now, that wouldn't happen, because it'd be the same thing. And how come the ID4 is in there? Oh, I suppose the Ford lot hasn't been out for 2 years yet, so that doesn't qualify. That makes sense, doesn't it? So Europe, 1, 2, 3, 4, Well, if you count the S90, technically it's Chinese now, but it's still made over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, possibly 7 out of the top 10 are made in Europe. Sorry, the bottom 10 are made in Europe. And the top 10, 1, 2, 1, 2, well, not even mini anymore. 1, 2, 3. 3 out of the top 10 are made in Europe. So it's pretty much 1-0 to the Asians on the reliability front, even though they've dropped the ball with 2 of the worst ones. I mean, very rarely does a video throw up more questions than answers. But, I mean, based on this survey, you go by a Toyota GR Yaris every time. I don't care if it's not big enough. That's the best car in this list anyway. Of all those 20 cars, the GR Yaris is by far and away the best car. Apart from the Macan, probably the best performance, definitely the best handling, nearly definitely the best looking. So we do have a conclusion. The conclusion is that if you want to buy a brand new car in Britain today, you should buy the Toyota GR Yaris. There you go. We finally got a conclusion. Oh, I had a bit of windy pops there. Do excuse me. And that's it. There you go. Go buy a Toyota GR Yaris. I mean, granted, it's going to cost you a fortune in insurance. I'm not sure about the tax. And the servicing probably isn't that great on them. But nevertheless, that's the car to have. If you want the most reliable car in Great Britain that looks nice, you need to buy the hot hatch. Yes, finally we have returned to the 80s where you'd sit here in front of a cine camera back then, I suppose, or a massive camcorder and go, if you want to buy the best car in Britain, you buy the Golf GTI. The Toyota GR Yaris is the Golf GTI of 2025. Here endeth the lesson, future my arse.